Oh my god! The Outlaws fall to pieces under the immortality field. Next to themselves is lowered. That's the stick. There's no immortality field.
Hello everyone, I'm Min-Song Kim, better known as Unknown in the Overwatch community, and I'm here to talk about Overwatch Esports 2024 and the Asia region. Yep, you heard that right. Overwatch Esports 2024. As some of you may have already learned about our new Overwatch Esports ecosystem in the form of Overwatch Champions Series, or the OWCS, announced earlier today. I know that many of you will be eager to know about how Overwatch Champions Series is going to work in Asia, and today I am excited to be able to share a little bit about that with you. The OWCS is a new esports ecosystem made up of 3 major regions: North America, Europe, Middle East, Asia, that are known as EMEA, and Asia, where each major region will host regional tournaments with the express purpose of identifying the best teams to represent their own region at 2 international events throughout the year. The road to finding the strongest team in the Asia region starts February 16th. WDG, an official Overwatch esports partner of Blizzard Entertainment, will be operating the entirety of the Overwatch Champions Series in the Asia region. The OWCS will consist of 3 tiers of competitive play in Asia. First, OWCS Regional Open Qualifiers, leading into the OWCS Regional Tournaments and culminating in OWCS Asia Championship. Now, I will explain a little bit about what each tier of competition means. Firstly, the focus of these 3 tiers of play is to determine the best teams across Asia and find which teams will be representing the region across 2 international tournaments in 2024, each known as the OWCS Major and OWCS Finals. There will be 2 competitive stages across the 2024 season for players in Asia to compete in. Our first competitive stage will start in February and conclude with the OWCS Mid-Season Major at DreamHack Dallas in USA this summer, whereas our second competitive stage will start in August and end with the OWCS Finals at DreamHack Stockholm, Sweden in the fall. Shall we take a closer look at the Asia region? Overwatch Esports in Asia will be divided into 3 sub-regions: Korea, Japan, and Pacific. The Pacific sub-region will include the regions of Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan. Teams in these 3 regions will compete through their sub-regional OWCS Open Qualifiers, which leads to a sub-regional OWCS regional tournament in which qualifies a select number of teams from across all 3 sub-regions to compete in the OWCS Asia Championship. Our first tournaments are the OWCS Regional Open Qualifiers. To participate in an OWCS Regional Open Qualifier, all you have to do is to reside in your sub-region and have an Overwatch account in good standing, meaning that all players have the chance to compete in an OWCS and make it to the top. Teams and players can register for this open registration tournament through WDG's tournament registration platform called Wara.gg. Up to 128 teams will be able to compete per sub-region. Teams will duke it out through the open qualifiers to advance to their sub-region's OWCS regional tournament. The top 9 teams in Korea and Japan will qualify for their sub-region's OWCS regional tournament, with the top 8 teams in the Pacific region will qualify for their own OWCS regional tournament. The top teams from each OWCS regional open qualifier will compete in their sub-region OWCS regional tournament for the chance to qualify for OWCS Asia, where they will seek the honorable of being the best team across the Asia region. These events will be respectively known as OWCS Korea, OWCS Japan, and OWCS Pacific competition. OWCS regional tournaments in Korea and Japan will share the same tournament format. Each of the 9 qualified teams will face each other in a round-robin stage where each team will play 8 matches, 1 against each of their opponents. Concluding the round-robin competition, the lowest placed team will be eliminated, with the advancing teams split into 2 groups. The top 4 teams are guaranteed into the playoff stage, where they will battle each other for seeding in the next stage of the tournament. The remaining 4 teams who advance from the round robin will compete in a last chance qualifier stage for the remaining 2 playoff spots. The playoff stage will be in a 6-team single elimination bracket. The first seeded team and the second seeded team will receive a bye to round 2, with the first seeded team granted the right for opponent selection. Top 3 teams in the Korea region and top 2 teams from the Japan region will secure their qualification to the OWCS Asia Championship. Meanwhile, in the OWCS Pacific, things are run a little bit differently. The 8 qualified teams compete in the sub-regional tournament through a double elimination bracket, where the top 2 teams will secure qualification for the OWCS Asia Championship. The OWCS Open Qualifiers and regional tournaments will occur online in Japan and Pacific, with OWCS Korea regional tournaments played on LAN at the WDG OWDG Esports Studio in Seoul, Korea. Now, we have 3 teams qualifying for OWCS Asia Championships from Korea, 2 teams from Japan, and 2 teams from the Pacific sub-regions. This leaves us 1 team short of a true 8-team tournament. To fill this last spot, we'll be hosting a wildcard event. The 4th place team from OWCS Korea, 3rd place team from OWCS Japan, and the 3rd place team from Pacific will be competing against each other for the last spot in the OWCS Asia Championship. With the conclusion of the wildcard event, we finally have our 8 teams from across the 3 sub-regions in Asia. Each team will be given the chance to prove themselves at the WDG Esports Studio in Seoul, Korea, with teams competing in an 8-team double elimination format throughout 4 days of competition in order to clinch the title as the best team in Asia. The top 2 teams in this tournament will represent Asia in the Global OWCS Major and OWCS Finals event at the end of each 2 OWCS Asia stages, which make up the entirety of the 2024 season. Quite the journey to get there, but certainly worth it. The annual prize pool for the OWCS Asia is set at $300,000, divided into 2 competitive stages. Of course, OWCS Global Majors will have a separate prize pool up for grabs. One thing I want to mention about the OWCS Asia Championship is that we will be hosting region locks in effect. Out of the 5 players fielded in every map of a match, at least 3 players must be from the sub-region that the team is competing or representing. All of our matches will be aired in peak Asia time zones, with OWCS Japan airing at 5 p.m. KST every Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, OWCS Pacific at 5 p.m. KST every Thursdays, and OWCS Korea at 5 p.m. KST every Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. With that, Overwatch Esports will be with you every day of the week. OWCS Asia Championships will air at 5 p.m. on a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday, with the specific tournament dates announced at a later time. I am also thrilled to announce that there will be English and Japanese broadcast coverage for both OWCS Korea and OWCS Asia Championships. This is in addition to the local spoken language broadcast for the OWCS Korea and OWCS Japan. OWCS Asia, like the OWCS Korea competition, will be taking place on LAN at the WDG Esports Studio right in front of the fans. I'm already excited to be able to share your passion and your enthusiasm with you in person. Please check out our new Overwatch Esports Asia X and Instagram accounts for further details about the program. If you're a player who is interested in participating, go visit wara.gg now and register, because registration starts today. Registration is open until February 13th, so make sure you get your spot. That's a wrap on what we have to share with you all today. I'm so excited to be able to share all these new storylines, narratives that you, the fans, the players, and WDG will have to create together. Well, that's it for me, and I'll see you next time at the next step of Overwatch Esports with the historic start of Overwatch Champions Series in Asia. Thank you.